About time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. Um, what's up and salute to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Thank you again to every single one of y'all that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Encourage others to subscribe to the channel, become part of Rashawn's About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. Shakur Stevenson versus Jamel Herring. I told y'all leading up to this fight that this fight would be a lot better than a lot of people thought it was going to be. I said that these guys were evenly matched. I said that Shakur Stevenson had the skill advantage. Skill-wise, he had the advantage. And all of that came to fruition in the fight. I want to take my hat off to Jamel Herring. He tried to do everything that he could, but it just wasn't enough. Shakur Stevenson was just too much. And I've been telling people this, because ever since Shakur Stevenson fought Jeremiah Nakathila, he has been criticized. People was talking about, oh, he not that good, he not this, he not that. And that damn Timothy Bradley, you need to keep your damn mouth shut. I ain't never see nobody switch sides so fast. You was the same one when he fought Nakathila, talking about, oh, he boring me. Shakur Stevens put me to sleep. Oh, he ain't. You talk all that crap about him. But then last night, now all of a sudden, you a Shakur Stevenson fan. See, that's why I said, whether I like a fighter or don't like a fighter, I'm going to give them their credit. I'm going to give them their props, regardless. I just so happen to like Shakur Stevenson because he's a good fighter. I knew when he was fighting at 126, and he was a lot smaller, but I told a lot of people, I said, wait till he start to fill out and he come into his grown man strength. I said, this kid is going to be a problem. And a lot of people were saying the way he beat Jamel Herring was reminiscent of Floyd Mayweather and the Toro Gotti. And I was at that fight in Atlantic City when he fought the Toro Gotti. Shakur Stevenson was too fast. He was too slick. And he looked like he was too strong. And we know Jamel Herring, cuts fairly easy. His skin, like welts up and stuff. His eyes start to close and stuff, swell up kind of fast. But Shakur Stevenson put his foot on that gas and kept it on. Kept his foot on the gas. I mean, again, I commend Jamel Herring, but I didn't give him one round in that fight. I didn't give him one round. And now for all of these people who was criticizing him when he fought Nakathila, he had already told everybody that Nakathila was the strongest guy that he ever been in the ring with. And last night somebody made the comment that probably was dumbass Timothy Bradley talking about, yeah, Jamel Herring is a solid, 130, biggest guy he ever, strongest guy he ever been in there with. Nakathila was still stronger. You could look at him and tell, and he was taller. But he was awkward. And just like I keep trying to tell certain people, every fighter, every win is, you're not going to always look good winning. Every win is not going to be spectacular. But as long as you get the win, because he didn't, listen, some fights You have to be more strategic. You have to pick your shots. Some fights, you know when you can put your foot on the gas and just go like that. But every fight is not going to be like that with every fighter. Like I said before, every fighter is going to have that fight with another fighter who's just going to be awkward, and you just not going to be able to just walk through them. That's just the nature of the game. And I also try to tell people about understanding the styles of different fighters and how they do and don't translate in the ring. Styles make fights, but you got to be able to understand how the styles between the two fighters may or may not translate in the ring. And I knew that this fight was a good fight. I knew it was going to be a good fight. And I think that Shakur Stevenson pitched a shutout yet again, like he did when he fought Toka Khan Cleary. I felt like he pitched a shutout. He did everything that he was supposed to do. And then you got some people now, talking about, oh, well, Bomac trained, Terrence Crawford trained, Bomac trained Jamel Herring. So, oh, man, he trained Terrence Crawford. Like, look, don't fall into that nonsense, because that's not going to change the outcome of Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter either. But at the same time, you can get the best trainer in the world, but if your skill set won't allow you to translate or implement the game plan based on the opposition's skill set, there's nothing you can do about it. Bomac could have been Shakur Stevenson's trainer. Shakur Stevenson could have had another trainer. Shakur Stevenson, people, could have been Jamel Herring's trainer. It would not have changed the outcome of that fight. So hopefully now people will start to see and understand that Shakur Stevenson is a special fighter. And I said that. And now you got people talking about Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez, they're going to, listen, they've been protecting him. Ever since he won the belt, Shakur Stevenson's been calling him out. But they going to protect him. And if they let him fight, I guess they maybe going to raise the clenbuterol levels higher, so Oscar Valdez can cheat for that fight. Who knows? But I remember, but I said before that I felt like there were two young fighters who were going to end up being or becoming two of the most avoided fighters, and that was Jaron Ennis and Shakur Stevenson. But because of his performance against Nakathila, everybody, on Twitter, on Instagram, other people on YouTube, Shakur Stevenson caught so much heat behind his performance. People started questioning, is he really that good? Oh, I think he just a hype and all that kind of stuff. See, that's when you know that you got a lot of people who really don't understand the science behind boxing. They don't understand they don't understand the methods behind preparing for fights and knowing who you fighting against. Like, you want to, like I said, some fighters are just awkward like that, and you're not going to be able to walk through everybody. You think that every fight Shakur Stevenson fights is going to be like Jamel Herring, or like when he fought Toka Khan Cleary, or when he fought any other past opponents? No. You think every fight is going to be like when he fought Nakathila? No. But there's some fights he's going to look exceptionally great in. Then there's going to be some fights he's going to look questionable in. Did it not happen to Floyd? When Floyd fought Jose Luis Castillo, a lot of people said he lost that fight. Floyd gave him a rematch. Floyd only rematched twice in his entire career, and it was Castillo and Maidana. And even when he fought Maidana, what did people say? Oh, they felt like Maidana won. See, you can give that appearance or the like thereof, like you doing more than what you really are. But the numbers don't lie. Like they say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. Punch outputs, it's the CompuBox gets it all. So get off the young boy's back. Get off his back. And he's still got a long way to go. And guess what? He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. But what do y'all think? How do y'all think that fight played out? Now, I will say this. I don't disagree with the stoppage in the 10th round. I don't disagree with it. I don't. But he wasn't hurt to the point that they couldn't let him at least finish that round out. Jamel Herring could have finished that round out. And then if they wanted to look at the cut and be like, all right, now we want to wave it off, that's it. But nonetheless, that's a technical knockout for Shakur Stevenson. Congratulations, and in order for him, you know what I mean? I'm happy for him. I'm proud of Jamel Herring too. I like both of those guys, and it's not over for Jamel Herring. Now, I know a lot of people gonna count him out. Oh man, Herring, he done now, man. He done. Like, that's it. I don't believe that. I believe he got a little more left in the tank. Can he be a champion again? It's possible. But how long are they going to take before they let Shakur Stevenson become a unified champion in that division? What are they going to do? Give Oscar Valdez a mandatory, keep him away from Shakur? And then by the time he fight his mandatory, then they going to say Shakur got to fight a mandatory. And then by the time he fight his mandatory, Oscar Valdez going to already have another opponent and all that type of nonsense. Like, I mean, come on. It's a lot of people that's going to be avoiding Shakur Stevenson. Trust me. I promise you that. Just like they avoiding Boots Ennis, they going to do the same. They going to avoid Shakur Stevenson too. And I want to see all of the people, who's going to come out and give Shakur his props. Because there's still people that, that's just like, oh, well, and listen, let me tell you something. Don't you dare try to discredit Shakur Stevenson's victory by disrespecting Jamel Herring. By saying, oh, well, Jamel Herring wasn't never like that anyway. He wasn't never. Nah, he was a champion. He was a champion, and he was a good fighter. He was a skilled fighter. He was a good fighter. Shakur was just better. So don't try to say, oh, man, like, dang, Jamel Herring wasn't nothing. Don't try to discredit that win. And don't try to disrespect Jamel Herring either. I'm not even trying to hear it. If you want to talk like that, don't even leave no comments. Because I'm not rocking like that. Shakur Stevenson put on an excellent performance. And he showed that when he need to, he can change gears. He can switch gears and elevate his levels when necessary. And I'm going to be honest with you. I looked at one of the face-off interviews that they did together, and it looked like, I'm not saying that this was the issue, so I don't want nobody saying, oh, this, and I'm not saying that this what it was, but Jamel Herring, had to keep like drinking water because his mouth was like constantly dry. Now, I don't know if his mouth was dry because he was nervous or because he was struggling to make weight or what. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that because at the weigh-in, he made weight. Seemed like he made it seemingly easy. His team said they don't have problems, making weight and all that type of stuff. So, but a few times I've seen like interviews with Jamel and his mouth just looked dry, and maybe that's just something, that's with him, or I don't know. But like I said, please Do not try to discredit Shakur Stevenson's win by disrespecting Jamel Herring by saying, well, Jamel Herring wasn't nobody. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Just don't. Jamel Herring been through a lot. You understand what I'm saying? He overcame a lot in his life to get to where he was. And it wasn't easy getting to where he was. It wasn't easy. So it's not over for Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring still got some unfinished business in the fight game. And like I said, it's possible that he can become champion again. But right now, Shakur Stevenson, if they give him those title shots, because we already know what the NBF thing with Bob Arum is all about. He liked to protect certain fighters. That's why Shakur Stevenson couldn't get the fight with Lomachenko when he wanted it. He wanted to fight Loma, but they wouldn't give him that fight. And I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, well, he didn't have the experience. He wasn't ready. When Lomachenko fought Gary Russell Jr., you know, Gary Russell, I think, was 24-0 with 14 knockouts or 16 knockouts or something like that. Lomachenko was 1-1 or something like that. So I don't want to hear all that stuff. It's about skill level, and Shakur Stevenson has that skill level, and he proved that when need to, he can put his foot on that gas. He can switch gears, change levels. You know what I mean? He knew when to press the attack. He just fought an overall well-rounded fight. He knew when to press the attack, when to take a break. You know, his combinations, you know what I mean, was on point. Everything he did, he fought a perfect fight. He fought a perfect fight. A lot of people might not agree he fought a perfect fight when he fought Nakathila, but did he not get the win? He just didn't, to some people, he just didn't look good winning. So that's why people start questioning, because you don't look good winning, people want to start questioning your skill level, or whether you the truth, or you know, if you really that guy that you say you are. Come on, man, that's bad. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, leave the comments, share this video, but let me know. And how do some of y'all feel about that stoppage? Do y'all feel like, you know, how many? Now I do want to know how many of y'all agree or disagree with that stoppage. Let me know if you agree or disagree with it. Like I said, I don't disagree with it, but I felt like Jamel Herring wasn't hurt to the point where they, you know, couldn't have let him finish out that round. You know, I feel like he could have at least finished that round out, but you know, maybe they just felt like, you know, it was the, you know, I guess because of the cut. But I've seen fighters fight with their eyes closed shut, finish fights with their eyes closed. The flash and flush, Kevin Kelly, he fought Derek Gainer, and he knocked Derek Gainer out with a closed eye. So how many of y'all agree with that stoppage? How many of y'all disagree with it? Where does Jamel Herring go from here? And who do y'all want to see Shakur Stevenson fight? Me personally, I feel like his next fight should be a unification fight. I think so. I don't think, why wait? Why wait? But of course, we know the politics of boxing with all the BS and all that. It's going to be a whole bunch of nonsense. I'd be shocked and surprised if Shakur Stevenson's next fight is a unification fight. And how do y'all rate Shakur Stevenson's performance from his last one against Nakathila and then this one? I don't want to hear nothing about what Timothy Bradley said. He need to keep his dumbass mouth shut. Timothy Bradley could never be, and he could never be, or never was, the boxer that Shakur Stevenson is. Timothy Bradley in his career is not better. Is not better than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, a better boxer, all that. Timothy Bradley needed to just keep his mouth shut. He was one of the main people crashing down on Shakur Stevenson. He was so disrespectful. He was disrespectful. And you would think him of all people would understand that all fights that you fight are not going to be them fights. Because you mean to tell me in every fight that he fought, that he stepped to everybody, put his foot on the gas, and was going all out? No, he did not. No, he did not. He didn't have boring fights. Timothy Bradley had a few boring fights. He was just always worried about that big ass head of his and him headbutting people. But how do y'all rate Shakur Stevenson's performance? I rate his performance at A+. I thought everything he did was on point. It was perfect. He elevated the levels when he needed, switched gears. You know what I mean? He was able to hit from different angles. His defense was on point. I just thought he fought a perfect fight. He pitched a shutout. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Shakur Stevenson versus Jamel Herring. Don't forget to share the word, pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Encourage others to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and leave those comments in the comment section below.